I'm making this video because I get lots of DMs every single day asking me the same question. For context, I've been in the health and wellness space for over 10 years now, and I've been coaching for over 5 years. I've helped hundreds of health conscious professionals and business owners heal their bodies and take back control of their long-term health. So I think it's fair to say that I know a thing or two about detoxifying your body. So to answer those questions, today I'm going to show you my 5 health essentials to help you get started on your detox journey. And once you have these 5 health essentials, you can use them to action my 10 powerful detox starter tips, which can be found in the description below. Hi, my name's Adam. I'm a detox coach. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the first health essential I want to show you is something most people have never heard of, but it plays a bigger role in health and detoxifying your body than most people realize. It's a category of water restructuring tools from a company called Analemma. So Analemma have a number of different products. This is their wand, and this is their new water bottle, which I'm absolutely loving going to the gym. So I want to quickly explain what it actually does before I start showing you how cool it is. So when we think about water, most people think about H2O, minerals, filtration of toxins, right? But what almost nobody talks about is the state the water is in. What's rarely acknowledged is that most tap water today is heavily processed, is energetically incoherent, and it's absorbed the residual frequency signatures from pharmaceuticals, industrial treatment processes, just loads of nasty stuff. So at an atomic level, the water most of us drink today is in what's called a chaotic state. The H2O molecules are crashing into each other and everything's a little bit random. Essentially, water is an absorber, it's a receiver, it's a transmitter of energy and frequency. Now I'm watching a lot of Disney clips and movies. My son is 2 years old, so we're doing that occasionally. And we watched a clip from Frozen 2. And in this clip, this snowman, I think it's Olaf, kept saying, water has memory, water has memory. And I'm thinking, I absolutely love that they're actually teaching that to kids, because water absolutely has memory, it stores energy, it stores frequency. And again, it's very similarly aligned to what I'm talking about with this wand and these devices. So when you drink water, you're not just drinking molecules, you're drinking literally information. So naturally occurring water, like water in rivers and springs, they're kept in a coherent state through vortex movement, the magnetic fields of the earth, and also environmental forces around them. And when water is coherent, it's energetic, it behaves differently. And because 99% of our bodies are water, that coherence directly influences how our biology functions. So that includes detoxification, our energy production, even our immune function. All of these processes happen because of water. So when you restore the coherence to water, you're reintroducing structure and biological familiar frequencies that the body recognizes. So drinking Analemma water became essential for me when I saw instant improvements in my energy, my cognitive function, and then also when I introduced it to clients and the feedback I was getting from them. So when I have friends over, I like to do something called the taste test. So we'll use the wand in one glass of water and not use it in the other. And they can definitely taste the difference. They can feel the difference. And again, that's the power of when you restructure water and make it coherent. So in terms of when you can use it, you can pretty much use it every single day. They've now introduced a new product. This is the Analemma bottle. And essentially it has the wand inserted within the actual structure of the bottle. So this is great. You can just put water in it and take it with you and head off. So you can see here, the wand is stored within the bottle container. This has just come out. As soon as it was announced, I literally ordered it. So I've been using this wand for 4 years. And I remember speaking with the founders just as this product came out 4 years ago. You can check it out on my podcast. And I've been using it ever since. So when this came out, I was all over it. And really, I just bake it into my routine. I make it every single morning. I stir it or put water in this bottle. And then it's just water that I drink every single day. So in terms of how I use the Analemma wands, you swirl it in a glass for 15 to 20 seconds. If it's a bigger bottle, you might swirl it around for a minute and then that's it. It's ready to go. Important note, you always need to add a pinch of high quality salt because water needs an ionic medium to organize and stabilize into a structured state. So you can't just use tap water, for example. It has to be filtered water with some type of salt in it. So I've had so many great stories of clients using the wands. I had one client who bought the wands and his wife was very hesitant. She's like, this is nonsense. Because when we talk about energy medicine, you can't see it, smell it, taste it, or touch it. So a lot of people are just like, that's nonsense. So he started using it and they have a son who's on the autistic spectrum and they started giving the water to the son and they noticed improvements. Now, I don't know a lot about autism, but I know there's certain markers and scores. All I know is they fed back that they're seeing an improvement in how he was communicating to them just off giving him the analemma water. So eventually the wife started using it, and he messaged me saying his wife only drinks that water. She's fully sold because she saw the changes in him, in her son, and now the whole family use the water. So ultimately your cells, they communicate through water. And if that medium is noisy and disorganized, your body wastes a lot of energy trying to interpret what's going on. And when you drink structured water, it cleans up that signal and allows your body to function more efficiently. The next health essential I want to talk about is something that sits right at the center of effective detox, and that is binders. The one that makes it into my 5 health essentials is Zeocharge. This is a zeolite-based binder, and it is absolutely my number 1 binder of all the ones I've tested over the years. So for those of you who don't know, binders are substances that selectively grab onto things that we don't want in our bodies. So things like heavy metals, endotoxins, and metabolic waste, so they can be safely carried out rather than recirculated in the body. Now, Zeocharge is a zeolite-based binder. Zeolites are naturally occurring minerals with a unique cage-like structure and a negative ionic charge. Whereas things that we don't want inside our bodies, like heavy metals, mycotoxins, excess ammonia, all the stuff I've mentioned, even excess histamine, that carries a positive charge. And as you know from science, positive and negative attract, makes and removes those toxins out of the body. Zeolites are naturally attracted to those elements, but what makes it different from most other binders is that it is selective. It doesn't just grab onto anything like an activated charcoal would do. It only grabs onto the bad stuff, so it's very selective. It also comes preloaded with minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium, and it basically does a swapping mechanism. It's called ketonic exchange, where as it grabs onto a heavy metal like mercury or lead, it donates a mineral. So that's why it can safely remove heavy metals without stripping your body of minerals that you actually need to function. So working with hundreds of clients over the years, you get a real idea on which binders are the most versatile and user-friendly. Now, there are binders for every single day of the year. There's different blends and mixes. And what I found with Zeocharge is that it's the most gentle yet very effective binder that anyone can use straight out the gates. And as I said, it's a smart binder. So all of the studies on zeolite were done by adding it to animal feed. So you can actually have it with foods. I like to have it separate from food, but again, it's very versatile versus an activated charcoal binds to absolutely everything. So this is such a good entry-level binder, but can also be used for more advanced cases as well. So I've worked with many clients over the years who are sensitive to everything initially. They've got histamine issues, mast cell activation, and they can't handle a lot of foods or a lot of supplements. This usually is fine to take. I also recommend some of my clients to cycle using Zeocharge, maybe swapping out for another binder, or just taking time off from taking binders in general. I think it's good to have seasons of not doing things. Having something consistently over time, I'm not a fan of. In terms of how often you take it, you can take this every single day. As I said, I do between 2 to 3 scoops per day. And also you can swap it out for another binder. But again, taking this 2 to 3 scoops a day for me is fine. Again, it's all dependent on you as an individual. So don't take that as guidance. Because it's a smart binder, it won't bind to the good stuff. So I'll actually add it to smoothies to give me that creamy texture to the smoothie. And there's no like chalky taste to it. So it just gives it more of a creamier feel when you add it to smoothies. So the next health essential I want to talk about is something that supports detoxification in a way most people completely overlook. And that is the Essential Flow Pendants by Essential Energies. I literally have it on right now. This is crazy how I got into this thing. And I'll talk about science behind it and also the story of how I ended up wearing it every single day. So being healthy today, it doesn't just depend on the food you eat or the supplements you take, how much sleep you get. It depends on the frequencies and the signals your body is constantly responding to, whether you're aware of them or you're not. In today's world, we have to be aware of non-native EMFs that we are all surrounded by. The way I explain it is that your cells are constantly communicating through light and electromagnetic signals. However, today we are surrounded by non-native electromagnetic signals from smartphones, Wi-Fi, and also cell towers. Now, these non-native EMFs create static, which degrades the quality of the communication inside of our bodies. And when those signals become distorted, your detox capacity slows, cellular repair is less efficient, and you start seeing downstream effects in the body like chronic inflammation, brain fog, fatigue, and even hormonal disruption. So with the Essential Energy Pendants, they don't block EMFs. What they do is they help clean up the EMF interference within the body so your natural signaling can come through and work again. So when that signal is clearer, the body can regulate itself, it can produce energy better, and it can detoxify the way it's designed to do. So I first discovered these guys at the Western A Price conference that I spoke at back in 2024. Now, I'll be honest, when you see one EMF device, you've seen them all. But I naturally got drawn into going over and chatting with them. And I felt really compelled from what they were saying. So I bought the product, took it home, put it on, and didn't notice much for the first week or so. But then all of a sudden, I started noticing that by the end of the day, I wasn't feeling that slight fatigue. Because if I'm in front of devices and screens all day, I do feel it. I was in the gym and I was lifting more. And then I was thinking to myself, right, what have I done differently? What supplement am I taking? What's happening? And then I realized, oh, it's the pendant. This is an EMF protection device, but it boosts your energy. Like I felt a noticeable shift in my energy, how I showed up. And really since then, the only time I take it off is when I have a shower and then I put it back on. So when I started giving it to clients, I really saw a huge improvement in their energy levels and how they were able to go through the detoxification process because we were helping protect them from all of the non-native electromagnetic frequencies in their environment. We're surrounded by artificial blue light, Wi-Fi, and electromagnetic field all day long. So the goal is to shift from avoidance to regulation. So the pendant supports the body's ability to maintain healthy cellular communication by improving the quality of the light and the frequency that our bodies are exposed to. As I said, you can wear it all day long, especially during periods where you're in front of your laptop or you're traveling through an airport. That's really good as well. As I said, I personally wear it every single day, all day long. I recommended this to other health coaches that I know in the space. And I just said, listen, just buy it, try it and let me know how you get on. And there was one of my good friends and she messaged me saying, WTF, or what the hell is this? Because she saw such a ramp up in her energy putting this thing on. So this is a game changer. And again, it doesn't help with detox per se, but it absolutely helps the body function better. And as a result, you will detoxify better. Oh yeah, and also you can also buy bigger panels. So this one fits in your pockets. So there's all different varieties. So I had this as well that I could sometimes wear in my pocket again to get that additional kind of energy into the body. The next health essential I want to cover is something that most people do not associate with health at all, but in my opinion, it plays a critical role. Health essential number 4 is Oyster Max from Marine Health Food. Essentially, it's desiccated oysters. They're gently dried and powdered to ensure maximum nutritional value. So the reason why this is one of my health essentials is because it delivers minerals that the body actually recognizes, found in a whole food matrix, and it supports detox, energy production, hormone regulation, all at the same time. So when you're depleted in minerals, nothing works. Your detox stalls, your inflammation becomes default. So most people think minerals are something that you just top up with synthetic supplements or a multivitamin. But what they don't realize is minerals aren't just nutrients, they are functional regulators for the body. They drive enzyme activity, hormone signaling, immune balance, even mitochondrial energy. It does so much for the body. And from a detox perspective, your body cannot neutralize toxins, manage oxidative stress, or move waste efficiently without adequate mineral availability, especially ones like zinc, copper, selenium, manganese, and iodine, most importantly, all in the correct ratios. So basically, without minerals, your body cannot function well. So what I discovered is a lot of clients were coming to me with huge mineral deficiencies. Now, I'm not one to go down the mineral balancing route. I like to get everything from nature. And I found when I was getting them to go on Oyster Max, those mineral imbalances were naturally coming back into alignment. So in terms of dosage, it really depends. I actually use the baggie of Oyster Max. So it comes with a little spoon and I scoop it straight into my mouth. I do between 2 to 4 scoops a day. It really depends on your lifestyle. If you exercise a lot, you sweat a lot, you need a lot of energy, you could do more. I think the standard dosage is 2 scoops of the spoon, or it's 4 tabs of the capsules. In terms of how much you take, you can pretty much take it every day because it literally is just food, right? It's just desiccated oysters. So I've had so many clients that come to me and they are sensitive to everything. They can't handle food, they can't do certain detox protocols. So the first thing we do is heal and seal the guts, which is a whole different video. And the other thing is we get their mineral stores back up. And the best way I know to do that is by adding things in like Oyster Max. The way I like to explain Oyster Max or minerals in relation to health is they're not like the building materials of a house. They're more like the foundation that the house is built on. So if the foundation is weak or uneven, it doesn't matter how good the walls are or the plumbing is or the decor is on the surface. Over time, the cracks appear and the structure becomes unstable when the foundations aren't there. So minerals, like you find in Oyster Max, are the baseline of how the body functions, and they underpin energy production, hormone signaling, nervous system regulation, and also cellular repair. So when that foundation of minerals is compromised, the body can keep going for a little bit, but eventually the body becomes inefficient in how it functions. And over time, you'll get symptoms showing up. Normally, chronic health issues like fatigue, brain fog, all the stuff that we try solve on this channel. So essentially, I take Oyster Max every single day. I take it from the baggie. You can do the tablets as well, and you can add it to your eggs. And it's something that I take every single day for my general health maintenance. So the last of my health essentials is one of the most effective ways to accelerate the detox process, and that is a sauna blanket. The one I have is from Prasanna Health. They're a local brand here in Portugal. Absolutely love it, but there are many great brands out there. A sauna blanket allows you to activate detox through the skin in a controlled, consistent way right at home without turning it into a logistical nightmare, trying to get to a sauna, organizing how you're going to get there and all that sort of stuff. So people underestimate how little they actually sweat in daily life. So our modern environments are pretty much climate controlled. We're sedentary a lot of the time, and our lives are designed for comfort. What people don't see is that when sweating is removed from our daily lives, the burden of detox shifts internally to the liver, kidneys, and your guts. I've spoken about this in previous videos, but there was a 20-year study in Finland, and they found sauning 5 days a week reduced all-cause mortality by up to 50%. So it shows you how important sweating is. And as I said, we don't sweat enough today. I first realized how important saunas are when I was going through my health journey over 10 years ago. I was going regularly week on week, and I was seeing a huge improvement in how I was feeling, my energy, and even being in the sauna, it was a really relaxing process for me. The saunaing full stop is great. Now, in terms of the sauna blanket, you can use this as much as you like. I personally use it 1 to 2 times per week, but really it depends how much time do you have, right? It's something that's really easy and really accessible to do. What I find really interesting, there was a recent episode on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they had Charlie Sheen on. And obviously, if you don't know who Charlie Sheen is, he was a big kind of excessive drug using actor around 10 years ago. Now he's teetotal and sober. And Joe Rogan asked him, said, "Hey, like, you look great. You're 60. Like, what are you doing?" And he said, "I take a sauna blanket with me everywhere I go." And I thought, wow, that is so telling. And I've seen some amazing transformations using saunas in general. I did the niacin detox protocol last year, and that was a 30-day of sauna in a row using niacin. And if you guys want me to talk about that protocol, let me know in the comments, and we can talk about it in future videos. I mean, the stuff that was coming out of my body was insane. On the white towels, it was just black and brown colors coming off because it was a more aggressive detox. So the power of saunas is immense. So the way I like to explain the benefits of sauna and sweating in general is like this. The body is designed to move waste through the digestive tract. So that's the liver, the bowels, using the bile. That is your primary drain. But sweating is like opening up an overflow outlet. By raising the core temperature and activating the skin, you create a controlled pathway for those stored toxins to mobilize and to be released. So personally, I use the sauna blanket 1 to 2 times per week. Something that's really beneficial as well, you want to get one of the Coats certified inserts. So basically you get in, you sweat into this cotton insert so you don't have to do a big cleanup operation afterwards. So saunas in general are game changers. And if you want something that's really effective and efficient that can work around your lifestyle, get yourself a sauna blanket. So these 5 tools are all you need to start cleansing your body of toxins. But that's only the first step. Because if you want complete control of your long-term health, you don't only have to remove toxins from your body. You also have to stop consuming them. And believe it or not, you consume more than you think through the foods you eat every single day. Check out this video to find out what's really in your food and how it's silently poisoning your body.